Soon, but first, my guy is here. Neek Sports is in the house. Neeks did say, I think, that Haaland would, maybe he didn't say struggle in the Prem, but I think he said that Alvarez would outscore him maybe. And he did say Darwin Núñez would as well. Neeks, answer for your crimes.
Is the season over? Right. Well, listen, talk to me in May, innit? Talk to me in May. I didn't say Alvarez though. But on the Mbappe Haaland, because that's where football is right now. That's what we're going to be talking about for the next 10 years. Haaland versus Mbappe. And I love it. I got no problem with that whatsoever. But for me, I understand the argument about Mbappe's playing in Ligue 1. But when the Premier League wasn't the greatest league in the world, when Serie A was better, when La Liga was better, we still rated the likes of Cantona in the 90s. We still, and I'm not saying you're not rating Erling Haaland, but we can still, Kylian Mbappe, but we still qualify and quantify what Eric Cantona did in the 90s to this day, despite the Premier League not being one of the best leagues in the world. We weren't performing at a great level in European football, for example. When it comes to Kylian Mbappe, and there's an argument that you use, Terry, where you say that because Haaland continued and even improved his goal scoring from Molde to Salzburg right through to Dortmund and Man City, you can use all of that data because he's kept that up. Well, I would argue that Mbappe continues his Ligue 1 form at the Champions League level and at international level, both of which are regarded as the two highest levels. Whether we say the quality, the international football is not the most highest quality compared to some club football, Champions League football and international football are the highest levels of football that you can represent a team at. And Mbappe does it at that level. So for me, I can qualify what he does for PSG in a weaker league because he's done it at a higher level and continues to do it.
Bro, I agree. But I mean, you got to remember this though. You got to remember this. You got to remember this about Haaland, though. Haaland plays for Norway and has 20.
Brilliant.
He has 20 goals in 21 caps for Norway. Like,
so for me, there's no. The debate is purely what are they doing. I don't think we need to say like, oh, he's only doing it in Liga and he did it in the Bundesliga. He's paying for that. He's paying for that because whoever they play for, at whatever level against whatever competition, they're just doing it. So I think it just needs to be a straight comparison. That's my argument.
No, I get where you're coming from. And look, what we know, and again, I don't mean to dig out Ligue 1, but what we know is I don't think Mbappe will stay there for the rest of his career. He will eventually, in my opinion, go to La Liga and kind of prove it. However, if he goes to La Liga or the Prem in, say, 2 years' time, and isn't very good, doesn't even Hazard, puts on loads of weight and whatever else. Like, it's a different debate. But right now, look, I think they're number one, number two in terms of the up and coming. I mean, they're not even up and coming; they've arrived. They're
arrived. They're here. But they're be
but it's kind of. They're probably both better than Messi and Ronaldo now as well. But out of pure romantic respect,
now,
out of pure romantic respect, they're still the kings. Does that make sense? I'm not taking their crowns away until they retire. I've got to abdicate and go.
The crown. The king ain't dead. The kings ain't dead. So until they say, you know what, I'm no longer, then that's when you get the crown. So that's why the way I look at it. But in terms of Mbappe, I think for me, he's the best young player and like 23 and under in the world. I put him above Haaland, not just as a goal scorer, because obviously as a pure goal scorer, the numbers are there to represent Haaland. But I think he has so much more to his game. Not to downplay what Haaland can do, but Haaland's work generally is within the width of the 18-yard box. Wherever on the pitch is within the width of the 18-yard box. Mbappe affects all areas of the attacking play. We know we don't track back for PSG, but all areas of attacking play, Mbappe is a threat. He can play on the left, he can play on the right, he can play through the middle. And I can't wait for him to move to a bigger league, a more prestigious club in Real Madrid, Manchester United, say it quietly, and see him take his game to another level. Because Haaland's taking his game to another level because he's at
another crime to the list there. Speaking blasphemy on the show.
But finally, I do want to talk on Vinicius Jr. and Brazil. Listen, Brazil, we're cooking. We are cooking for this World Cup. Look at all the Brazilians sprinkled around both the Premier League and the European leagues. Unfortunately, some of them are Arsenal, but I give them a bly. For the next 6 months, I need you to do your thing. When Christmas comes, that's it, finished. Jesus, Martinelli, Vinicius, Neymar, the chip through ball for Mbappe's goal. Brazil are cooking. And it's good to see. It's good to see that football is in safe hands when Messi and Ronaldo are done.
Yeah, mate, it is, and again, you know as well as I do what's gonna end up happening. There's gonna end up being the big debates, and it's gonna get very painful. What's really good about this debate is they're very different players. Where there were elements of similarities between Messi and Ronaldo. They both started off as wide players. They both, and changed over the course of time. There were still differences within their roles, but they can't play similar positions and everything else. These two are very different, so it's going to be a very interesting debate indeed. And of course, Rashford's back in form now, so he'll be back in that conversation soon. It's a joke anyway. Anyone who's offended by that joke, please go soak your head in the shower or the bath for a while and cool yourself down. Listen, Neeks, always a pleasure to speak, my friend. And we'll chat again soon, bro. Take care, my guy.